All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Raiders Daily. So, according to sources, free agent linebacker Jaylon Smith is working out for the Raiders right now. The 2019 Pro Bowler had 88 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, and 1 sack last season for the New York Giants. He would return with defensive coordinator Patrick Graham, with whom he spent 1 season in New York. So, I'm a huge Jaylon Smith fan because he went to Notre Dame, and I'm a just biased Notre Dame football fan. I will say, at this point in Jaylon Smith's career, it just hasn't been pretty. With the Giants, I think this past season really saved his career because prior to that, he was bouncing around with Dallas. They cut him loose after 4 games. He was with the Green Bay Packers. They cut him loose after 2 games. He goes to the Giants, finishes off the season, and it was like, all right, what's next for Jaylon Smith? Well, he was their starting linebacker on that defense, that Giants defense, this past season. Now, for some reason, I'm actually seeing mainly negative talk about this, and I actually understand it, and it comes down to the fact that the linebacker room for the Raiders is not good, or at least it is very average, potentially, right? Double D, Divine Diablo, the leading linebacker, ready to break out into his 3rd NFL season, star guy. You bring in Robert Spillane, you bring in Luke Masterson, a couple of veteran-esque players, but outside of Divine Diablo, there wasn't anything eye-popping or crazy quite yet. So when Amari Burney was drafted this past year, late in, the 6th round from the University of Florida, I was extremely excited, because I think Amari Burney is going to be a good linebacker in the National Football League. But what this workout is telling me is, Burney, Bolton, Butler, all of the linebacking depth, or even just the current starters, aren't eye-popping, or they just don't love it. They're not enamored by it. Now, at the end of the day, Jaylon Smith's a good football player. In his first 4 years with the Dallas Cowboys, he, like we said at the beginning of the video, made a Pro Bowl, but he averaged almost 120 tackles in his first 4 seasons in the league. Now, I know tackles don't stand for everything, but this is a guy who has playoff experience. He has experience in Patrick Graham's system. He has a lot of experience, and he has a lot of talent. This isn't the Pro Bowl Jaylon Smith that was a couple of years ago. It's crazy because it's really only 4 years ago. Made a Pro Bowl in 2019. It's not that far away. I guess anything is possible, but more likely than not, Jaylon Smith would not, be a Pro Bowler, on the Raiders roster. But, still, with that being said, I don't really know where I stand with this. I would love if the Raiders picked up Jaylon Smith, but it feels like, the last couple of seasons, every team that picks up Jaylon Smith, I'm like hoping there's something there, and it just hasn't resulted in that. However, I don't think he played bad at all for the New York Giants this past season. But with that being said, if the Packers didn't want him and the Giants didn't want him for his 3rd season, there's a reason he's a free agent. And there's a reason he's a free agent on August 2nd, with preseason 9 days away. I mean, the Hall of Fame game's tomorrow night. There's a reason Jaylon Smith's a free agent. But if the Raiders want to go in that route, get a veteran, experienced guy, I am open-minded to it. I just don't know if it would be that big of a deal, and it does concern me a little bit with that linebacker unit that we were all pretty concerned with in general. So that's it for today, man. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily Raiders content, and I'll see you guys tomorrow or later today.